This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
This is the After Party live on a Trivia Thursday. Hey, everybody, and thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I'm loving the conversation, especially this conversation or this comment that I spotted from, is it Sue-Ann? Averaged about 4 votes in a minute over 2 hours. She said she must have voted 500 times just while watching TV, keeping that computer screen open. That is truly above and beyond. You guys are amazing. And the results of and thank you, Glenn, for the 2 Australian bucks. Welcome back, Sandy, for Trivia Thursday. Absolutely. And thank you for the contribution. The show doesn't survive without it. So really appreciate that. Here it is. Sue-Ann, I voted for Kim on the radio competition about 500 times yesterday while watching TV. Go. Here's what it looks like. And this is thanks to Sandy and everyone else who's voted. Look at this. This is amazing. The After Party Live now has what? 13,625 votes. 16%. I thought we were going to stay in 4th place. Then we jumped into 3rd, and it looks like we're maintaining 3rd. I'm so amazed and overwhelmed with the support. This is so cool, you guys. I love this. Thank you for voting. I dropped the link in the chat, but I will do it again here. And it's really easy. You don't have to enter your email address or anything. It's a very easy, straightforward thing. You just go to this website, the message or the website, the link, I'll just drop in the chat again. And then you click vote. Then you can click the back button, and then you can vote again, and you can vote again, and you can do it as many times as you want between now and July 1st. Of course, I know we have lives to live and things to do, and we're busy, but I love that Sue-Ann did it while watching TV. That's super awesome. Thank you for playing along, and thank you for all the support. It feels good to get that support and be in number 3. Thank you also to Clark Reed, who nominated the show for the Audiocaster of the Year. So that's kind of exciting that is happening. Here is something that does not excite me. And I think maybe it's one of the ways in which I'm a little judgy. But when we go out to dinner, especially when we're on vacation, my husband and my 2 kids, I know parenting is hard, and different kids come with different challenges, and maybe some are neurodivergent and whatever. But when I see people, especially at restaurants, with their kids facing a screen during what I think should be family time, enjoying each other on vacation, I kind of went, I don't know. The judgy part comes out. And now here comes this story about screen time and dinner time. So just notice a kind of asterisk on this story. At my house, no electronic devices at the table during dinner time. It's like if we have a dinner time, which a lot of times we do, sometimes it's fend for yourself night and everyone eats at a different time. But most of the time, we gather together and there's no screens allowed at the table. When we were all together at the kitchen table, I don't even like their nose in a book. This is the time I want to talk and interact. Maybe my kids will grow up and think to themselves, boy, we hated that rule. We don't want to do it. But I saw this story and I was perplexed by these numbers. There's a new study published in JAMA Pediatrics, and it shows, get this, am I the only one doing no screen time at dinner time? 77% of parents and 68% of children used screens during their last family meal. 77% of parents and 68% of children used screens at the last family dinner. Well, of course, the kids are going to do it if the parents are doing it, right? The experts say this has a negative impact on health because studies show families who regularly eat together without screens have children with better diets, lower risks of substance use, and better overall health. That's interesting. Lower risks of substance use as well. The survey involved 357 parents who had at least one child between the ages of 4 and 10. Wild. 77% of parents and 68% of kids. I mean, I don't know if they do it all the time, but you would think that maybe that last dinner, the most recent dinner, was indicative of this going on all the time, that screen time is dominating our dinner table. How do we get people to put the screens down? It's difficult because I'll sometimes put my phone on the table face down and you hear it buzz, right? Hear a text come through, and your first inclination is to reach over, grab it, and look at it. But sometimes it's hard. It's an instinct to have that phone in your hand. It's like an extension of us, right? There has to be a moment, though, where you focus on each other and in live, living color and person, and model for kids that that can be done and should be done, and that those are probably the best times of the day instead of constantly having your face in the screen. I'm already feeling like a bad mom because my son's face has been in the screen. We're what now, 2 weeks in to summer, and the kid has had so much screen time. Not during dinner time, though. I draw the line. I draw the line there. What do you think? You think, yeah, Kim, you're too strict. Don't worry about it. Does it bother you when you see families at restaurants and the kids' faces are buried in an iPad? I mean, maybe they're doing it to keep the peace so other patrons of the restaurant don't have to hear their kids whining and hollering. Maybe they're doing it to keep the kids in the seat instead of running around the restaurant. I agree with Gordon, though. He says it's like a drug. Like a drug. I think so. Somebody's got to say, wait a minute, put the drug down. Um, not, oh, yeah, Gordon says, I'm not too strict. SJ Lola says, yeah, it bothers me. It bothers me. Yes, Kim, but sometimes, okay, sometimes, sometimes I use the screen as a diversionary tactic. And that is usually if Jacob has asthma, if he's undergoing a breathing treatment, screen time, do it while you're taking your breathing treatment. Done. Right? Sometimes on long trips in the back of the car, instead of looking out the window and seeing the scenery and the world pass by, screens. And maybe that's wrong too. I don't know. There has to be at least that one family moment. Mama says, I'm guilty of doing this, but usually I'm eating alone. I feed everyone before I feed myself. Okay, Mama, that's different. Because if you're at the kitchen table by yourself or you're eating by yourself, there's no one sitting there to converse with. If you had a family dinner where your boys, your husband, your whole family was sitting around the kitchen table and everyone's face is in the screen, that's a different story. But if you're solo mio, I don't have a problem with that. I'll use my phone to read if I'm, by myself, even if I'm having a meal. But it's that gathering that's supposed to be family time. Glenn says, oh, they're ADHDs, they're drawn to screens. It's like a bargaining chip. Okay, that is true. But and so is my son, by the way, but because we know that, right? Because we know that it's like a drug to them, that, it affects them differently. I think we have even more of a responsibility to limit it and to be strict with it. At least that's my thinking. Yvonne says, at restaurants with family and friends, unless urgent, no phones. Yes, exactly. I saw a kid we were at a buffet at Disneyland for Jacob's birthday. And it's two parents and one kid. And the characters are coming around It should be like there's enough stimuli going on here where you shouldn't need a screen, right? I mean, it's not even a boring family meal in your own kitchen or you're around your own dining table. These are, Mickey Mouse is parading around. There's music. There's, trips to the buffet. There's stuff going on. This little boy, like a table over, sat there the whole time looking at his iPad the whole time. My husband said, well, maybe there's some kind of neurodivergent thing going on. Maybe, they need it to keep the kid calm, whatever. I'm trying not to be too judgy, but it's like life is passing you by while your nose is in a screen. I don't know. I vote. This is about voting. I vote using my iPad on my lap on the couch. Love it. That is great. That's one screen usage I can get behind. Mama says my oldest also had ADHD. I'm considering closing off my kitchen so he can't see the TV from the kitchen. Or turn it off. Turn it off during dinner time. You know? I know people freak out. No phones at dinner. Nope, nope, nope. Eileen says, to ensure good public behavior, I'm okay with screens. You'd rather have a kid's face in the screen than have them hollering and yelling and running up and down in between the tables and causing all kinds of trouble. Mm. Glenn says, if we're at a restaurant, sometimes my boys need it for the sake of other diners, respect for them. Yeah, I don't know. See, the thing is, though, my thinking, Glenn, and I get it. I get what you're saying. We all do what we can. We all cope how we can, right? But if that's allowed, my thinking is then they never learn that control. Like if that's the status quo, if that they're expecting that, they have to learn to sit and to be. How do we teach that if we rely on those screens? I don't have a good answer. I really don't. We all have to do it our different way and get through it how we're going to get through it. You know? Well, tell them what the old days were like. Exactly. Tell them what the old days were like. Before we had screens, back in the 80s. All right, we'll move on. My judgy cap is gone for the day. Is it ever really gone though? This is what we wonder. Here's a couple pictures from today. Look at all those Knicks fans. That was the parade today. The Knicks being celebrated in New York with this massive parade and this rally at City Hall. Look at all those people. Kind of reminds me of covering the Giants World Series wins in San Francisco, where the streets are just packed, absolutely packed. It's another picture I wanted to show you from today. I know we don't get political, so I'm not going in a political fashion, but I think this is going to be an iconic picture. This is from the opening of the Barack Obama Library today in Chicago. And look at all the presidents and first ladies who came. You've got the Bidens, you've got the Bushes, the Clintons, the Obamas, everybody together. Love this picture. Another good one. The most patriotic state in America has been named. Big old official survey on Wallet Hub. They have the list, the 2026 list of the most patriotic states in America, and the state of Virginia is considered the most patriotic state in the nation. They based the findings on 13 indicators of patriotism, and that includes military enlistment, veterans, the number of veterans living there, I guess, voter participation, and the number of AmeriCorps volunteers per capita. The least patriotic state? Can you guess? The least patriotic state. That's according to Wallet Hub's 2026 list. Virginia is the most. What is the least? Least patriotic state. See if you got it. I think it's a red state. It's not California, says Cameo. You're correct on that. It is not California. No? Any guesses? West Virginia. No. Mm-mm. All right, I'm going to tell you. Least patriotic state, not Hawaii. Good guess, though. Suan says Virginia's a tiny state, so per capita would be higher. Live free or die, says Maud. Alaska, says Cameo. Louisiana, says Suan. Makes sense because Virginia's near DC, says Yvonne. Florida, says the gloomy Maine Coon. Texas, I got a Delaware. The answer is Arkansas. Arkansas is the least considered the least patriotic state according to this Wallet Hub survey. So Virginia, the most patriotic, Arkansas, the least patriotic. And there you go. This is kind of a disturbing story, and then we need to get to trivia, but I don't know if you saw this. This is a crocodile enclosure. Not very big. Here's another picture of it with a croc. Something bad happened here. Police in Eastern England arrested a man. He's 30 years old, this man, on suspicion of attempted murder because a 3-year-old boy ended up in this crocodile enclosure at a zoo near the English University city of Cambridge. The Cambridgeshire police said officers were called early afternoon to Johnson's Zoo in Oldhurst following reports of an incident involving a 3-year-old boy during which he ended up in the croc enclosure. The boy was taken to a hospital. Police say he's in critical but stable condition. The man from nearby county was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder, and they say, we don't believe the man arrested and the child are known to each other. They don't say this guy grabbed a kid and threw him into the enclosure, like random guy that didn't even know the kid. That's kind of how it appears. According to the website, the zoo there is home to more than 100 animals. They've got lions and tigers and sloth bears and capybaras and meerkats and crocodiles. Crazy. Got to keep an eye on your kids everywhere. The dinner table and at the zoo. Put this story in because I wanted to tell you that when I was a little kid, must have been 2 or 3, my grandmother and mother took me to the San Francisco Zoo, and there was a giant turtle, like a snapping turtle, massive tortoise. And clearly they weren't watching me, and I was kind of an active kid. I ended up in the enclosure with the turtle. Yeah, nothing bad happened, but one of those things where you don't watch your kids, you turn around, kids make their way into the craziest places. So hopefully that little boy is okay. Wow. I have a lotto of the day. And this is one where a last-minute lottery decision earned a man from Michigan $500,000. You know, sometimes you're walking out, maybe you think I should really buy a lottery ticket, or maybe you don't. This 58-year-old man from Wayne County, Michigan, says he hit some good luck during a trip to Kroger on West 14 Mile Road in Commerce Township. He said, I was on my way out of the store because they were closing soon, and I stopped at the lottery machine to buy a few tickets before I left. A worker walked up to the machine to shut it down, so I quickly bought a few tickets, scratched the barcodes, and then scanned them at the machine to check them. And he said he was shocked to discover the results of his gamble. When one came back with a message to file a claim, the worker told me I must have won big. So I got out my phone, scanned it using the lottery app. He said, as soon as I scanned it, she asked what was wrong because the look on my face. So she said, I told her I just won 50,000. And then I looked at my phone again and realized it said 500,000. He said I had to go sit in my car and try to calm down because I was so excited and worked up. I couldn't even drive home. It's crazy. They didn't, they say the prize money will go toward paying off bills and then boosting the savings account. He said winning $500,000 is a huge relief. I'm going to pay off every single bill I have and then decide what to do with the rest later. That's awesome. All right, it is time for Trivia Thursday. Got the right picture, ready to rock and roll. Have some great topics. Are you guys ready, Freddie? I'm going to the chat, get it all lined up. Your fingers all fast, ready to type the answers. I have the first one, States of the Union. How much do you know about the US of A? Sushi trivia. And those are the two I've selected. And I have one more. Fruit trivia. I'm going to start with States of the Union. You guys ready for this? All right. This mountainous state has the highest average elevation of any state east of the Mississippi River. This mountainous state has the highest, sorry, I want to make sure I wasn't muted. Mountainous state has the highest average elevation of any state east of the Mississippi River. Give you a second to lock in your answers. What do you think? Going back and taking a look. Wes says Colorado. JT says Colorado. Cameo says Maine. Mama says Colorado. Nolafidian says Virginia. Uncle Jim says West Virginia. West Virginia is the answer. It's a mountainous state with the highest average elevation of any state east of the Mississippi River. West Virginia is the answer. Uncle Jim, first to the punch with that one. Yeah, West Virginia, you got it. SJ Lola has West Virginia. Well done. Look at you guys go. West Virginia, Mountain Mama. That's right. I saw the Scottish soccer fans singing that song the other day. Number 2, what state is home to the world's longest cave system and the oldest continuously held horse race in the country? What state is home to the world's longest cave system and the oldest continuously held horse race in the country? You guys should get this one. This was easy, right? And the answer is yeah, Cameo first to the punch on this one. It's Kentucky. Absolutely. Cameo has Kentucky. So does Uncle Jim, SJ Lola, Wes. Kentucky says Chris Holm. Hi, Chris Holm. Eileen has it. Hello, Eileen. So does Vanessa. What the Sizz? Sue Ann. John Slade. Tammy has it. Yeah, Kentucky Derby. That's right. Next question. Which state produces more gold than any other and is second in production only to South Africa? Which state produces more gold than any other and is second in the production only to South Africa? We're talking gold. I know, Sandy, sometimes life gets in the way, huh? Nolafidian says Alaska. Cameo says Nevada. And the answer is Nevada. Cameo is correct. See, when I think of Nevada, I think of silver, right? Apparently gold too. We got a lot of stuff buried there. Nevada is the answer. Cameo has it. Vanessa has it. Luis, hello to you. Luis has it. Golden Nevada. Yep. Oh, Phineas was first? I don't know what the heck is going on. I can't see him. So Phineas had it. Congratulations to Phineas as well. I'm sorry, I can only go by what I'm seeing on my screen. Yeah, the Silver State, Nevada. That's what I thought too, Eileen. Yeah. Next one. And my apologies to Phineas. The country's first commercial radio station, KDKA, first oil well, first baseball stadium, first daily newspaper are all accomplishments from this state. The country's first commercial radio station, KDKA, first oil well, first baseball stadium, and the first daily newspaper are all accomplishments from this state. And the answer is, see if you guys have it. Let's see. I got a Texas. I got a New York. I got a Texas. I got a Texas, Oklahoma. Uncle Jim says Pennsylvania. How did you know? You are correct. It is Pennsylvania. That is right. Yeah, maybe you're blocking me because you're not on my blocked list. I don't know. Tammy has Pennsylvania. Got to be West Coast because of the K. That's what I was thinking. KDKA, right? Apparently not. Pennsylvania is the answer. I was as surprised as you, Heather. Yes. Number 5. Where is the world's largest volcano by volume located? Where is the world's largest volcano by volume located? Sometimes trivia is the teacher. Let's just hope the answers are right. I got a Wyoming. I got a Hawaii. I got a Hawaii. Hawaii is the answer. Chris Holm. Yep. First on my screen. Hawaii, what the sizzle? Yes. Donna has it. Yes. So does Vanessa. Good answer, though. Because, yeah, I remember the eruption of was it Mount St. Helens? Yeah. Hawaii is the answer. Vanessa has it. SJ Lola has it. Gordon has it. So does Ren. Glenn has it. Excellent. Next question. Where is the country's tallest freestanding man-made monument? Where is the country's tallest freestanding man-made monument? Tallest freestanding man-made monument. Remember, this is in America. Got to be in America because it's about states. I got a Washington, D.C. I've got a Mar-a-Lago. I've got a New York. Tammy says Missouri. Missouri, eh? I've got a lot of Washington, D.C.'s. I've got a Rushmore. That was my first go-to. Agent Kitty Feet says DC. I'm going to give it to Tammy because the country's tallest freestanding man-made monument is, hold on, lost my place, is in Missouri. It is the Gateway Arch. The Gateway Arch in Missouri is what we're looking for. Tammy says Missouri. John Slade says Missouri. Uncle Jim has Missouri. Cameo says the Arch. Yep, it's the Arch. Oh, the Arch, says SJ. It is the Arch. Well done. St. Louis Arch says what the sizzle. That is correct. Well done. Okay, next question. The geographic center of North America is located in the town of Rugby in which state? This is the geographic center of North America, and it is located in the town of Rugby in which state? And the answer is North America, right? Geographic center of North America. I got a Nebraska, a Kansas, a Colorado, an Iowa, a Nebraska, a Wyoming, a South Dakota. Might be the closest answer. Unless Phineas had a different one because I can't see the thing. The answer is North Dakota. That is correct. North Dakota. Cameo says North Dakota. Chris Holmes says North Dakota. Rev P says North Dakota. Yep. Agent Kitty Feet's very close. North Dakota is the answer. Next question. This state is the birthplace of the most U.S. presidents, 8 of them. This state is the birthplace, or claims the fame, right? That it has raised the most U.S. presidents. It is the birthplace of the most U.S. presidents at 8. And the answer is, let's see. Is this? Yep, this is Virginia. Virginia is the answer. Yep. Virginia is the birthplace of 8 U.S. presidents. So Virginia is correct. Uncle Jim, first on my screen. Chris Holm has it as well. So does Tammy. So does Gordon. So does Eileen has it. SJ Lola has it. Mama has it. So does John Slade. Nancy, Donna. Not Florida, says Glenn. Polk County, Florida, says Wes. Next question. What state hosts more than 500,000 motorcyclists each year at its annual Bike Week? What state hosts more than 50,000 motorcyclists each year at its annual Bike Week in the town of Sturgis? Sturgis. Don't look it up. Do you know it? Hmm. 500,000 motorcyclists each year at the annual Bike Week in the town of Sturgis. What do we have? I forget where one stopped and the other begins. Okay, I'm going to use this as a reset. Not Georgia. I got a Wisconsin. I got a South Dakota. And South Dakota is correct, Sandy. Sandy gets it. South Dakota. Uncle Jim says South Dakota. So does Vanessa. So does John Slade and Heather. Louise has it. So does Tammy. SJ Lola has it. Wes has a buddy that goes every year. Nice. Where's Ricky? That's right. He'll be shouting that answer later at the screen. This eastern state has the highest population density in America, with 1,134 persons per square mile, more than 14 times the national average. It is an eastern state with the highest population density in America, with 1,134 persons per square mile, more than 14 times the national average. And the answer is Sturgis is supposed to be a wild party, says Sandy. I got a Rhode Island, I got a New York, a Rhode Island, a New York, a Massachusetts, a New York, a Delaware, a New York City, a West Virginia. I got a Rhode Island. The answer is New Jersey. New Jersey is the answer. Okay, next question. Situated at 7,000 feet above sea level, which state's capital is the highest city in the United States? Situated at 7,000 feet above sea level, which state's capital is the highest city in the United States? I would not have known this. I've got a Colorado, a Juneau, Alaska, a Colorado, a Denver, a Colorado, a lot of Colorados. We think mountainous Colorado, right? Sue Ann says Alaska. Wyoming, says Jim. Alaska, a Washington. Is that the one they call the Mile High City? Denver, Georgia. No winner? The answer is, I'm shocked by this, New Mexico. Yeah. 7,000 feet above sea level. The state capital is the highest city in the United States. It is in New Mexico. And the last state question before we move on. Speaking of Colorado, Colorado has the highest mean elevation of the 50 states. What state is second in that category? Colorado has the highest mean elevation of the 50 states. What state is second in that category? What do you say? And the answer is, yeah, you got it. Cameo says it's Wyoming. Second in mean elevation is Wyoming, second to Colorado. Cameo says Wyoming. And Uncle Jim says Wyoming. Who else? That's it. That's what we got. Good job, you guys. All right. We're moving on to sushi trivia. Who likes sushi? Anybody? I think even if you don't like sushi, you'll get these. Miso, tofu, and shoyu are products of what legume? Here comes Mama with all the answers, right? Miso, tofu, and shoyu are products of what legume? Had sushi for dinner yesterday. Love the sushi. Soybeans, says Heather. And Heather's right. It's soybeans. Heather has it first on my screen. So does SJ Lola. I'll give it to soy with the sizzle. Nancy has it. Rev has it. Liz has it. Hi, Liz. Soybean, says Uncle Jim. That's right. Eileen has it. So does Cameo and Nullifidian. Got Vanessa and Mama. I think you meant a Y instead of an A. I'm giving it to Gordon and giving it to Sandy. Luis, Gordon, Donna. Oh man, I love sushi so much. Wes has it. So does Glenn. Glenn, there it is. Okay. Luis says sushi and its Hawaiian cousin poke, the best. There's a poke bowl place in Petaluma that's really good. All right, next question. Made from fermented rice, this wine is served hot in tiny ceramic cups or cold in little wooden boxes. What is this alcoholic drink? It is made from fermented rice. It's a wine served hot in little tiny ceramic cups, cold in little wooden boxes. What is this alcoholic drink? And the answer is, what do you have? Yeah, everybody likes a little bit of sake, right? Mama, first to the punch. I knew you would rise to the top. SJ Lola has it. So does Eileen, Liz. Everybody has it. I'll roll through the names. Vanessa, Nullifidian, Luis, Sandy, Heather, Nancy has it. So does Rev. So does Jim. Uncle Jim, sorry. Yeah. I think it's a typo. I'm giving it to What the Sizzle, Cameo. Yeah, and typed it right. Wes, Glenn, Donna, Gordon. You guys got it. Sake. Sweet sake, says John Slade. Okay, next question. Here we go. Protein-rich, paper-thin sheets of shiny dark green nori, N-O-R-I, are used to form rolls containing sushi or other tasty tidbits. What is nori? What is nori? What is nori? What you got? Wes says it's seaweed. Wes is correct. The answer is technically dried seaweed. I'll take seaweed. Wes has it. So does Cameo. And Nancy. Is seaweed and kelp the same thing? Someone needs to help me out with that. Because I want to take Donna's answer, and she's probably right. But I'm not sure if kelp and seaweed are the same thing. I think it is the same thing. I'm giving it to you. Executive decision. Liz, yes, seaweed. Heather has it. So does Luis, SJ, Mama, Sandy. Another kelp for Tammy. I'm giving it to you. Gordon, Rev P, Eileen, Vanessa, Uncle Jim, John Slade. Seaweed leaves says what this is. Glenn has seaweed. So does Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. Yeah. Phineas on Yvonne's screen. Well done, Phineas. Nice. Kelp is a kind of seaweed, says Heather. Kelp is seaweed, says Glenn. They're the same, says SJ Lola. See, that's good. We've all come down on the right side of the law there. Okay. Soba, udon, and ramen are varieties of what kind of food? Soba, udon, and ramen are varieties of what kind of food? I would have gotten this one right. Yeah. Liz says, do food quizzes more often. Who doesn't love food? Noodles, says Rev P. Yes, noodles is right. They are noodles. SJ Lola has it too. So does Wes and Eileen and Heather and Liz. Cameo says soup. The answer is noodles, but most of those noodles are in soup, right? Oh, I hate to not give it to you. Noodle soup. I'm going to say yes. Mama says noodles. Donna says noodles. Luis, another soup. See? Noodle soup. Yep. Vanessa says noodles. So does Nola Fidian and Sandy and Uncle Jim. The law of Kim. It's a very liberal law, you must admit. Chris says noodles. Gordon says noodles. So does Glenn and Tammy. And Teacher Lori. Hi, Teacher Lori. What the sizzle? Rhonda says noodles. So does John. Bam, says Glenn. Nice. I'm making Heather hungry. Well, you have dry noodles. You could have dry noodles, I guess. I don't know. Next question. Dried bonito tuna flakes are an important ingredient in Japanese cooking. When they are cooked with water, the resulting soup stock is called what? Dried bonito tuna flakes are an important ingredient in Japanese cooking, and when they are cooked with water, the resulting soup stock is called what? I wouldn't know this one, but you guys do. Furikake? Liz has it. Liz is first on my screen with dashi. Dashi is correct. Liz says dashi. So does SJ Lola. Rev has it. Sue-Ann has it. Now Heather has it. That's right. I hadn't either, Glenn. I don't think I've ever had dashi. Fishy water, says Wes. Yeah. Okay, next question. What is the difference between sushi and sashimi, both of which are made with raw fish or other seafood and garnished with pickled ginger? What is the difference between sushi and sashimi, both of which are made with raw fish or other seafood and garnished with pickled ginger. Hmm. I did not know this was the difference. Interesting. We'll see what you got. Here's the answer. You guys ready for the answer? Sushi is paired with vinegared rice. Sashimi is raw fish without the rice. It all comes down to the rice. Sashimi has no rice, says Agent Kitty Feets, and she is first on my screen. Rev P says it comes down to rice or no rice. Rev P is right. I got Heather. I got Rev. Yep. Sushi has rice. Nullifidian has it. With or without rice, says What the Sizzle. One has rice, one doesn't, says Luis. Rice, says Teacher Lori. Yes, all correct. Sandy has it. SJ Lola has it. Liz has it. Donna has it. Sashimi has the fish. Sushi can be vegetarian. They both have fish, but there is vegetarian sushi. They make a tempura vegetable sushi at the sushi place in Petaluma. It's really good. Doesn't have any fish in it at all. Yeah. Okay, next question. Glenn's like, what is happening to me? Okay, next question. I did not know that, by the way. You guys, I'm impressed about your sushi knowledge. Small pieces of seafood and vegetables coated in special light batter and deep fried very quickly are called what? Small pieces of seafood and vegetables coated in a special light batter and deep fried very quickly, wiki, are called what? Yeah. The answer is tempura. And SJ Lola is first on my screen. Nicely done. Followed by Heather. It's a flip-flop of the last time. Rev P has it too. So does Cameo, Liz, Eileen, Vanessa, Sandy, Gordon, Luis, What This Is, Mindy, Nancy, Teacher Lori. John Slade has it. Yummy, says Chris Holm. I like a nice tempura. I like it when they do the sweet potato tempura. I don't like the mushroom tempura. I always ask for that one not to be included. Throw in some broccoli tempura. Delicious. Donna Holm has it. So does Glenn. So does SJ. Yeah. Now I'm hungry too. Too early for lunch over there in Australia. Next question. Here we go. What popular sauce, a sweet, salty mixture of soy sauce, sake, and mirin, M-I-R-I-N, is brushed onto chicken, meat, or fish before grilling or pan frying? This is a popular sauce. It is a sweet, salty mixture of soy sauce, sake, and mirin brushed onto chicken, meat, or fish before grilling or pan frying. And the answer is, yep, teriyaki. Donna has it. First on my screen. Teriyaki, says Donna, and Sandy, and Rev P, and Vanessa. And What This Is, Nullifidian has it. So does Heather. So does Gordon. So does Luis. Little teriyaki chicken for Teacher Lori. I'm actually trying to cook. I go back and forth. A little teriyaki chicken for Liz today. There you go. I didn't know it had mirin in it. To pack on the pounds, certain Japanese sportsmen load up on gigantic quantities of a one-pot dish called chonko-nabe. It's a rich broth full of meat, seafood, veggies, tofu, and other delicious items. What's the profession of these big guys? These Japanese sportsmen who need to pack on the pounds, and they eat this one-pot dish called Chanko Nabe. What is the profession of these fellas? Although I say fellas, maybe there are female sumo wrestlers. Uncle Jim, first to the punch. I don't know if maybe there's some ladies out there doing that. Donna says teriyaki is easy to make, equal parts soy, sake, and sugar. Uncle Jim says sumo first, followed by Gordon. That's on my screen the way it looks. SJ Lola and Vanessa and Donna. I'm gonna throw Phineas in here because I can't see him, but I know he probably has it too. Sumo says Donna and Luis. Sumo says Liz and Nullifidian, and teacher Lori, What the Sizzle, and Tammy and Nancy. Eileen has it, so does Sandy and Donna. Rhonda. Apologies. Mm-hmm. Were there several before you? On my screen, who has it first? Oh, you're right. My apologies. Rev P on my screen is first. Look at Uncle Jim with the honesty. Thank you. It's refreshing in this day and age to have an honest fellow in the mix. Rev P first on my screen, followed by Cameo and Agent Kitty Feats, and then Uncle Jim. So thank you for that. All right. Is anyone keeping score? I don't think so. What is it they say on the Mark Thompson show? You get nothing. Next question. Last question, actually. If you're eating enokis, namekos, or shiitakes, what vegetable are you enjoying? Enokis, namako, shiitake. What vegetable are you enjoying? One of those gave it away, I think, right? What do we have? We have mushrooms. First on my screen is SJ Lola, followed by Heather, and Rev P, and Cameo, and Sandy. Kim no Tim tomorrow. I think I haven't heard from him, but I think Tim's coming. No. Is that true? I think we'll have Tim. I'll ask him, but I think he's going to be here tomorrow. I don't know. I'll have to check in with him. Now you're freaking me out. Donna has mushrooms, so does Nullifidian. Why is there no video? There's no video? Well, we're doing trivia, so I guess it's just stuck on the picture, right? Karen has mushrooms, that's right. So does teacher Lori and Nancy and Louise. What the Sizzle, Eileen, Uncle Jim. Hopefully I haven't stalled out and you guys can still hear me. Mindy has mushrooms, so does John Slade and Vanessa and Tammy. Glenn has shrooms. Yeah, this shiitake gave it away. I should have taken that one out. Oh, it was a misspelling? Okay, good. All right. Okay. You read it incorrectly. It says Tim is not today, Tim is tomorrow. Oh, okay, yeah, that's correct. Tim is not today, Tim is tomorrow. That is right. But I will tell you something that is today at 5 p.m. Pacific, and that is going to be the Nikki Maduro show. Nikki is in Tahoe, and so Nikki and I taped the show, and it was so much fun. We had a blast. I really hope you'll join. It's a really good show. It is tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific, the Nikki Maduro show. Super, super fun. So please join in. Cocktails, mocktails, politics, and a really good time. I'm dashing off to eat now. Time to have some lunch. And that, my friends, is Trivia Thursday. Hopefully you had some fun with it. I had some fun. I had some other topics. This is my trivia book. It is Ultimate Challenge Trivia Quiz, Uncle John's Bathroom Reader. Gotta love it. It's come to the rescue many a time on Trivia Thursday. Thank you so much for the contributions. Look at Glenn throwing in $2 Australian. I love the Australian dollars. Wes in Florida throwing in $8. Here's for my weekly beat down of my spirit as I get all the questions wrong. You didn't get them all wrong today, though, Wes. You did very, very well. And thank you for that generous contribution. And then Nolafidian throwing in $5. You guys are so awesome. Really appreciate it. All those contributions via the super chat, super stickers, really nice. By the way, that you can do the super chat, super stickers like 24/7, even as we call it after hours trading when the show is over and the recorded version is available. You could put them in the chat even, which is kind of cool. And then there's the PayPal contributions that come through. A lot of people setting that up to just automatically hit once a month, which is the reason the show survives. So thank you for doing that. The most recent contributors include Karen K with a very generous contribution, Wes from yesterday, Dallas, another Wes, Vanessa P. Those are the most recent names on the PayPal account. So huge thank you. Really appreciate all the ways that you contribute, whether it's stories, whether it's voting while you're watching TV, whether it's contributing financially, however it is. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. Please stick around for the Nikki Maduro show, 5 p.m. Pacific this evening. And then I'll see you back here tomorrow on the old YouTube. Mo is back in for Mark. Mark had hand surgery today, so he'll be recovering. But tomorrow we've got, of course, Michael Shore jumping in. Michael Snyder will be along. Friday Fabulous Florida, all that going down on the Mark Thompson show. And then fingers crossed, Tim Sika will be here on the After Party Live. All right. Until we meet again, make it the very best rest of your Thursday. And I'll see you back on YouTube tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
Oh no, did we mess it up? Oh man, maybe she did 5 a.m. instead of 5 p.m. Well, the good news is that means you can watch it whenever you want. A2 Cameo. I don't think she meant to do that.